Habits help create our results in life. And whether we really reach success or happiness, or whether we feel stressed or productive. So, help us reach our goals. They can help us be happy, successful, productive. They can be the result of whether we feel tired or energetic. They can really help us or change whether we feel stressed in the morning, whether our mornings are chaotic, or whether we have habits so that we feel in control of our lives. So today, I want you to think about habits and how they affect your lives. So, first of all, habits are actions that we repeat over and over again, and they're often automatic. We don't even think about them. Often we do them unconsciously, not intentionally. For example, some people have the habit of biting their nails and they don't think about it beforehand. They don't say, I'm going to bite my nails now. Sometimes they don't even realize they're doing it. I have a friend who bites her nails, and occasionally I'll say to her, do you know you're biting your nails? She's just so used to it, she doesn't even realize she's doing it. A lot of people live in the loop of stress, they live stressful lives. And they wake up in the morning, and from the first thing in the morning, they feel stressed. Again, that's a neurological loop. It really is a habit that they are stressed from the beginning because that's how they function by habit, by their neurological habit. And there are ways of getting out of these habits and changing habits. So, I want to mention a few qualities of habits as we move forward. One is, again, as I mentioned, habits are usually on autopilot. When something is a habit, we usually don't say to yourself, we don't say to ourselves, okay, I'm going to bite my nails now, or okay, I'm going to feel stressed now, or okay, I'm going to feel tired now, or okay, I'm going to snap at my friend or partner or my child now, or I'm going to push my work away, or I'm going to whatever. We don't think, we just do it because that's how we handle things. Um, Multitasking is a habit that is not very helpful to us, and it makes us stressful. Which brings me to my next point that I want to make. Habits can be empowering, they can help us to become more successful, more productive, more happy in our lives, or they can be disempowering. They can cause stress. They can lead us to slower, less efficient productivity. They can stand in the way of our success and happiness. And habits, the other quality about habits that I want to mention in habits is that habits are often hard to change. It's because they are so ingrained in our lives and so on such autopilot, again, that we don't think about it, so it's hard to change them. But it's not impossible to change them. And the first step is really thinking and becoming aware of what your habits are. So you can decide what are your habits that help you and what are your habits that get in your way. And so, your first assignment, if you choose to accept it from me, and I hope you will, is to sit down with a blank piece of paper and try to think what your habits are. What do you do routinely? When you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? How do you start your day? Do you start out stressed? Do you start out feeling out of control in your life? Or do you start out feeling calm? Do you feel in control? Do you feel like you pack up your things slowly and in order? Do you have everything ready? Or are mornings chaotic for you and your family? And if they are, there are many habits that we can implement easily that can change a chaotic household into a happy, fun family that enjoys mornings, that gets ready efficiently, gets out of the house as you need to, and actually increases the family bonds and relationships instead of getting in the way. So habits can be hard to break, to change because we're so used to them. And they can also be hard to implement, again, because we don't think about how we can start habits. We often feel lost and trapped in our habits that we have, not knowing how to change them. So again, I want you to think about them and at least think, what would you like to change? What would you change it to? And then I want you to think of a few steps you can take to start a new habit. I know that is sometimes hard to do, but I want you again to think about habits. Habits at work can make you more productive and more successful. How do you handle a to-do list? How do you handle your work calendar? How do you handle your focus and your energy and attention? All of these are habits. They can make you feel more energetic, more productive, and they can make you more successful in your work, in your life, or they can make you feel stuck and trapped, feeling that you're missing things that you want to reach. And by simply changing some habits, you can gain productivity, success, and happiness through simple habit changes. I want you to think about that. Also, what personal habits do you have? And I want you to think about some habit changes that can help make you healthier or make you feel more energetic, less fatigued, less tired, depending on what habits and what you would like to change. There are many habits about health that people like to upgrade. And I want you to think about habits that affect your relationships with your partners and your kids. What are the ways we act automatically on autopilot with the people around us? And what are some things you can do? There are simple things you can implement to really make the people around us feel more special, to make them feel that they're seen, recognized, and appreciated, and loved, if that's a message that you want to get across as well. One of the big habits that people have, and people often don't think of this as a habit, but is the stress loop. People who have a lot of stress in their lives often run this routinely through their neurological loops. They feel stressed and it's a habit. And one of the ways of exiting that stress mode, of getting out of that stress mode, is implementing certain things that can make you feel that you're not stressed so that you don't have to continue feeling stuck. And there are some simple things that you can do that take very little time. Some of the ones that are more common that take a little more time but are meditating, walking in nature, taking some calming breaths, mindfulness practice. Those take some more time. There are some quick things that I tell people that I work with, and those are a little bit more personalized, hard to do in group. But think about things that you can implement in your life that can take you out of stress. Even some quick things like some deep breaths. That's kind of a general thing that I can tell people. I often give people some affirmations, some statements that they can say to themselves that can take them out of a stress loop. And again, some deep breaths, some quick deep breaths, that's another way you can quickly change how you're feeling. There are a lot of things that you can do to change and to get out of that stress mode, to get healthier, feel healthier, more energetic, to be more productive, to feel happier, more successful in your life, even to change relationships. And they're often small things. I like to tell people, let's build a number of small steps, because small steps feel less extreme than huge steps. When we try to take huge steps at once, that is often difficult and it feels difficult. But when we can create a series of small steps, that can make a big difference and help us take large steps in our lives. So, I'd love for you to think about the habits in your life. What are the habits that help you or stand in your way from reaching your goals, from being optimally productive or for being optimally productive, to be healthy in your lives as opposed to being stressed or to getting in your way of ultimate optimal health? And what are some habits that can really elevate relationships with people around you, with a partner, with your kids, with other people in your family or your friends, with people you work with as well? What are the changes that you can make? Um, I'd love for you to really think about habits because they make such a big difference. And there are little steps that you can take and series of steps that can really change your level of happiness, success, productivity, and life satisfaction. So I'd love for you to think about this. If you'd like some support in this, I will put my calendar in the chat. I will have a number of appointments that are available, a limited number that of people I can meet with this week. So if you'd like some direct support, uh, whether it's for me to give you some small suggestions or if you'd like some more support on how to get some real ordered pathways, I'm happy to give you either or. Um, and I really love bringing these types of suggestions and life changes into our group because I want you all to create your best lives. And looking at your habits, changing your habits, looking and identifying the habits that empower you and disempower you, and upgrading them all so that you have your optimal set of tools and strategies helping you in your toolbox is really a great way to create your best life. I'd love to help you do that. So I'd be happy to speak to you and a number of people in our group. Uh, I want to mention I love to wear necklaces. Those of you who have been with me in a while know that I am obsessed with necklaces. I saw that this one was hanging a little low for me for the image that you see, so I raised it a little bit. Want to make sure that you can all see it because I just think this is a fun necklace. And I do love fun necklaces, so I try to bring them to you as well and make this a fun group together. So, again, let's create your best life and let's look at habits as one of the ways that we can do that. Let me know if I can help you more. Um, One way you can help yourself more is to put it on your calendar to come to our group live sessions weekly. They're always Sundays, 8 o'clock in our group live, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and in Facebook. If you are watching this in YouTube, I hope that you'll hit like for this recording and, of course, subscribe so that you'll be aware when I do post new trainings like this one. Please let me know in the chat both if this is helpful, if this makes sense to you. Let me know if you like my necklace. I love getting comments on my necklaces because I really pick them specially for some fun and a little levity in our group. So I look forward to seeing you next week at this time. And I look forward to those of you who I will speak to this week on our phone calls. And let's look at our habits. Let's really upgrade them Let's create your best life. I can't wait to speak to you and support you to help you do that.